Hello. Welcome to Order of Mamoru, Episode 2, Cursed Lands. Exciting times. I'll do a recap, and it'll be a little bit more engaging, hopefully, than my usual ones. But for anyone who may have missed the first session, the party was aligned. They were brought together by the daimyo of a city called Nara, and they went through a few months of training. They are simply recruits of the order, and there are many other recruits, and each group are fighting against one another essentially to prove themselves the true Mamoru. And our party was sent out to investigate a missing friend of the daimyo. Upon arrival, they found themselves engaged with imps, small devils. They were able to rid these cretins and succeed, though the daughter of the man was unfortunately killed. The man and his son still lives. So yeah. Hope everyone enjoys today. It is going to be a good one, I hope. But let's get into the call. We're still waiting for a few people. Darshana is going to be a little bit late, but that's okay. Alright, let's get into it. Order Mamoru. Cursed Lands. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Adam.
Good morning. For some reason... 2 minutes, whilst we wait for people.
Hello again.
I didn't even say finish thing bye-bye before you came back.
Can separate call things in Discord servers be on different servers?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a little
Uh,
confusing.
I think I know what you mean, but I think
Yeah.
so.
They can. I have 300 MS on mine apparently. Anyways. As long as I don't sound like a robot, it should be okay.
Oh,
No, you,
Yeah,
you can
anyway.
sound just like normal.
It's okay.
you can try changing the Discord server. Usually help.
Well, I
I'm
think it's
not sure how to do that.
I think, yeah, I know how to do it. It's I think it's automatically adjusting to probably, if I had to guess, America, because that's where, quote unquote, most of our party is based.
So it's fine for everybody else. Okay, I see.
Pretty much.
We are special.
It's the only time you will be. Oh well.
I
All
didn't know
right.
you were going to kill me this early in the campaign.
Well,
Yeah. Murdered him.
Damn. Brutal. I was gonna say brutality, but my mouth said brutal.
That's okay. All right. Let's get into it. As I try and sort things out real quick on my side. Hold on.
I completely forgot I actually need to have the Foundry open.
That does help. Okay. Sitting around the campfire, a young to middle-aged man surrounded by younger people, children, young adults, The recruits, they bravely ventured to the isolated home of the Kiyomi family. There they found devils, imps, fiends. But together, they were able to dispatch these horrible creatures. But there was a casualty. Akuma's daughter. What she had done in opening that gateway was not her fault, but a strange trader that she had purchased the book from. Our recruits will investigate this, but not before showing their respects to Kriya, the warmonger. And some of them diving into the water, of course. And that is where we pick up as the recruits of the Order of Mamoru head back to Nara. You all return, reporting back to the daimyo and the current order, returning Akuma and his son Yashin. Daimyo thanks you. He's grateful. He is gracious in his thanks, and he takes his friend away. As for the recruits, as for you, this is just the beginning. I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, will, over the next course of days, weeks, potentially months, investigate this woman with a star beneath her eye. And over time you will stumble upon your answers. At least an answer. You find yourselves a name, though long gone. As the wind passes through, so does the Blighter, as she is referred to. She plagues minds, plagues souls, and plagues the lands that she walks upon. This is the only information you're able to gather, and anything else is hearsay. You don't know where she was, where she's going, where she's been. Just a name on the wind that's passed through Nara. Over the next 6 months or so, your training continues, your teachings of different devils and demons and fiends continue. You learn about the dragons and the souls that the sword has consumed. You learn of the individuals, not one, not just a few, but many, that the soul has been wielded by. Interestingly, no name for those who have wielded it. No paragraph in any history books that would refer to these individuals. They are no more important than you, the people of this city. And they hold no worth in the history. They fought for this city. They died for this city, most likely. That's all that matters. Over these 6 months, the different recruits are sent on their respective requests. As you train your physical body in combat, they are taken away one group at a time. And perhaps there's an anxiety there that soon enough it will be you once again that is sent out to prove your worth, to fight for your position. The group just before yours that is sent out is sent out to the northwest. There is a large bulk of the cities up to the northwest. The major road that Nara sits on travels northwest, and so therefore eventually reaches the capital. What their request is, what their mission is beyond your understanding. But they do not return. After another few weeks, the old order of Mamoru approaches. They are somewhat concerned with slight fear upon their faces. And much like your previous encounters, it is mostly Itan that leads the conversation. Itan being the bear man, the Ursine. Recruits, you have proven yourselves once, and now a second opportunity arises. We have had word of your investigations of the one known as the Blighted. We hear that she roams the plains to the northeast, in between here and the Kiyomi family. It may be a coincidence, but we would request that you all traverse the plains and seek her out. Strike her down if necessary. Any questions, recruits?
No, your orders are clear, and we'd be honored to carry them out.
The large Ursine, who, I guess to set the picture, even to some degree, shadows over you, Balshor, and Ziggy, as the incredibly large, sort of almost reaching 8 foot tall bear man just sort of hulks before you, and as he bows, his head sort of looms over the fur. As previously mentioned, looks old and sort of dried out to a certain degree, and as it leans over the fur, just leans down and weighs him down a little bit. The rest of the old order. Hito, the orc, bows before you. Kara, the centaur, bows before you. Taka, the human, bows before you. And Tano, the what you would suspect is a Kalishtar of some kind, bows before you as well. Good. If you require any equipment, mention it now, and we will see if we can obtain it for you. Good. You know what to do. Northward. Investigate. Find answers. Slay this plague of a woman if needs be. Good luck. And they all bow and turn and leave you to your own space and allowance to prepare to leave. What do you all wish to do?
Well, you heard him, folks.
Yeah. Instructions are pretty clear. We have to find this woman, kill her if necessary.
I feel that it will be necessary, considering the acts that she's committed.
And I guess just to reiterate as well, the stories that you had heard about her plaguing lands did not seem to be just merely stories. Any land that she spent any good amount of time on begins to turn necrotic, rotting away, dying. Not just the land, but the creatures that call it their home as well. She is, as stated, a plague. So Darshana wants to speak to Suji. Bit awkward because you're not here to talk. But I would also say that good luck finding it. I'll roll a investigation check for you. But it might be something that you would need to pick up at a later date in regards to actually doing some proper investigations. Not just a brief look around the city. Well, you rolled a natural 20.
How many times are you gonna do that?
It happens. You should have seen the Thursday game. It was I was either rolling natural 20s or natural ones. As you look around the city, Darshana, you hear word of Suji, but Suji is no longer in the actual city itself. You understand that they were staying close by, but they have left, ran away on their own accord. which leaves you with a little bit of concern due to the fact that they are quite young. But with that said, what is the plan? What does everyone want to do?
Well, I've been itching to hit the road and get things done, so does anyone else have any last minute preparations they need to make?
No, I
At
believe we were
this
just
point,
waiting
Rice
for
is
instructions.
already kind of checking his gear and packing his daggers
Mm-hmm.
into all the appropriate dagger locations.
Easily done. So yeah, as you finish off your preparations, get everything together, get your weaponry together, and any rations that you might need, you pack your bags, get your armor on, weaponry, whatever might needs to be sorted, and you venture northward into the plains between Nara and Lake Sume. Anyone in particular leading this charge, this investigation? This will be a survival check.
Not necessarily leading, but definitely taking note if I can spot any of those blight, signs of blight.
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Sure.
Anyone doing the actual leading?
I'll sure will if no one else steps up to it.
All right.
I would, but my what are they called? The
Survival.
I believe I have to restart well, I can't see any of my rolls. But I can roll off my character sheet. I'm not very smart sometimes.
So sorry. So who's leading the charge,
Huh?
please? Anyone? It looks like
Va-
Darshan is on the way. But who wants to lead? Someone roll a survival check, please.
I got it.
Thank you.
That hovered on a nat 20 for a second.
Once again, almost sort of the imitation of your first travels up to Lake Sume as one person leads, you not really getting anywhere, and the sun is slowly beginning to set as it leaves that sort of warm orange glow on the plains here. Off in the distance, Rice, you see a strange sort of. There's a small cluster of trees and woods. For the most part, the trees look completely fine. But what you do see off into the woods themselves is a faint red glow coming from within the woods themselves. It doesn't necessarily scream out to you as being blighted per se, but it is, as you look around, it is the only thing that sort of calls out to you.
First pointed out to Levanda, that would make the most sense, as something seems to be weird with those woods.
and then can I would I also have to do a survival check on that as well
What you want to discern about it?
to make my own, basically, see if I can't look at it myself and take my own make my own deductions.
Roll a nature check for me, please. $20. Yeah, as you look at it, you definitely and quickly discern that it is not of a natural glow that you've ever seen, at least. The glow itself is consistent. It's not flickering, so it's not like a fire or any kind. You've seen many magical things in your sort of travels in nature and such, but nothing like this. Nothing that just leaves a given the distance, quite a bright glow from where you are. So yeah, you would definitely be suspicious of it.
And I definitely share that. And I have caution. Be careful. These woods are not. Keep your guard up.
Sounds like we should investigate.
My thoughts exactly.
And I guess we shall.
As you begin to pass through the woods, you travel for maybe 10 minutes into them, and the glow is becoming to get brighter and brighter and closer. And as you look through, you're only really seeing silhouettes of trees, as the sun setting and sort of leaving you in darkness. I don't actually think that any of you have dark vision innately, right?
No, I can cast it though.
So yeah, it's getting to the point where you're maybe only seeing at a clear point, maybe 60 feet ahead. But beyond that, as I say, it's mostly just silhouettes and whatnot. After as I say, about 10 minutes of traveling, you begin to hear
Vivanda's instant,
straight ahead.
Vivanda's instant reaction would be to pull her quarterstaff out and advance very slowly.
Okay, roll a stealth check. What's everyone else doing?
Probably trying to see what that is, but also not exactly rushing
kidding
forward.
me?
Okay. If anyone else is wanting to roll a stealth check, by all means, roll a stealth check. Reist, if you're trying to see what is up ahead, roll a perception check for me. It would be with disadvantage.
What are we stealthing?
As you're passing, as you're traveling into the woods, there's a red glow off into the distance that you're heading to investigate. As you're sort of approaching, you begin to hear the sounds of what is maybe a female crying. And it sort of just echoes throughout this area, and the crying is coming from straight ahead.
I got a 21.
Nice.
Found your still targeting.
The paladin's got 7.
Disadvantage is a cruel mistress. I rolled a nat 20.
Well, not that it made much difference for me anyway. It was a 7 or an 8. I had very little choice.
Okay. With your perception raised, you do see the silhouette of a what looks like a dead tree up ahead. All of the rest of the trees have leaves on and they look somewhat vibrant. The tree up ahead is much larger than the other trees, but has no leaves on them at all. You can see movement behind this tree. It looks like the size of a medium, sort of quote unquote medium sized humanoid. But perhaps more alarmingly, you see the silhouette of 6 wolves that are slowly approaching the tree.
Like normal wolves?
You're basically just seeing the silhouettes of them, so it's difficult to say.
Okay.
Would any
And-
of the rest of us be able to see that?
That was with Reist's perception check. At the moment, you can only I've just moved you over to the map, so it'll be easier to see. At the moment, given the sun setting, you can only just about see 60 feet ahead, at which point it becomes, silhouettes and whatnot. You can't actually see the wolves yourselves, unless, of course, you want to actively keep an eye out, at which point roll a perception check. Sorry, it would be with disadvantage, I'm afraid. I apologize. Roll another one. Not bad. Yeah, you do see the silhouettes as well. You can't make the specifics out of them being wolves. You just see movement. It could be any sort of four-legged creature that is moving ahead. It's difficult to see through the trees and whatnot. So.
Can I tell they're headed towards the tree, at least, or the
Mhm.
person near the tree? Sorry, I mean.
Yeah. And I guess just to make things easier, the tree is over in this direction.
Well,
You just continue to
as
hear
the-
the crying.
as
Start moving
the
up.
the paladins are clanking with their armor, Rest is going to try and take a bit of a flanking maneuvers.
Okay.
Dashana's just gonna head straight, trying to keep to the tree line as much as possible, but straight up.
Alrighty.
Savanda would follow close by, but staying at a slight distance.
Mm-hmm.
So clanky clank, you can keep your distance from me.
Darshana, as you get to about that position, you do indeed see the wolves in clear sight, as well as Reist, as well as Leovenda. The three of you that see this, you see not just wolves, but wolves where their skull is peeling through their skin and fur. The rib cage is torn asunder, and you see the sort of innards of the some of the wolves sort of just hanging out loose, but they are
Right.
up, standing, and totally fine.
Can I see the woman or the source of the crying from here?
Again, you could probably see a slight movement coming from behind the tree, this tree here, but no visual of the individual just yet.
Being pretty confident in his stealth, Rest is just getting out his crossbow and getting over to the other tree.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dashana is gonna try and loop around the tree as well, just trying to get close to where she sees that movement and the crying.
Okay. Reist, as you get to about this position, you see the woman, and she is. Roll an insight check for me. Or what is your passive insight? Actually, let's go with that.
My passive insight is 19, but I'm definitely looking at the woman.
Okay. Yeah, roll an insight check. But I'll keep your passive in mind, of course.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. As you look over to the woman, she is not crying. She is hiding behind the tree, smiling with this sinister smile. You see the star below the eye, and as you get to there, you are going to be hit as you sort of turn the corner, as the vines of this wood begin to reach out towards you.
okay, so I'm somehow noticed, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, you are noticed. Bear with me a second. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
You take 7 points of piercing damage as the thorn whip is fastened around you, and you're sort of attempted to be pulled, but you're sort of pulled into the tree slightly. But with that said, I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Well, I got back just in time.
Yeah.
How do I undo the death save menu in D&D Beyond?
Death save?
Oh, that's current HP. I accidentally put myself to wrong HP.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, don't do that.
Well,
You
I'm
might-
not
you
going
might
for
need
a while again.
Okay, it's fixed. So I can take 7 damage.
What's your initiative, Reist?
I haven't rolled it yet.
Huh.
Kind of frustrating. I got spotted.
Alrighty. With that said, Reist, you are quickest to react as you are hit by this spell. What do you wish to do?
So I'm not grappled or anything,
No.
and this woman noticed me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to try and apply insightful fighting to her then.
Okay.
Should be
Insight check, right?
yeah, against
Oh.
her deception.
Yeah. Natural 1.
Well. And I will use my action to just shoot her.
Okay. Uh, 17 will hit.
Get an extra d6 on top of this then as we cast. 1. How many ones was that?
Three.
3 ones. Okay, and since I'm not grappled, and this insightful fighting, don't think it requires me to stay very close. I'm gonna try to move back. I don't want to be attacked by 6 undead wolves.
Yeah, as you sort of move back, sort of running into the darkness, you lose sight of the majority of the creatures ahead of you. Naturally, you still see the silhouettes, but bar that, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that's all I can do.
Alrighty. After your turn, the Blighted is indeed going to use a legendary action, or 2 legendary actions, I should say, to cast a spell. I would say you all see these spiked vines begin to tear through the ground. They're not just vines though, they're dripping with this black ichor and necrotic sort of rot travels through each vine, and it covers this area here as it sort of reaches out around the trees, over the trees, and that is her legendary action. We have a Blighted Wolf. It's going to run up to here. Rice, you probably see it sort of scatter around the tree as it's sort of sniffing you out and looking for you again. Actually, it's going to use its action to dash. Can't quite get to you though. This one here is going to just about get to Leovander. As it charges towards you, again you see the sort of fur and skin peeling off the face of the wolf as it jumps towards you and is going to attempt to bite you with its tainted face. That is going to be a 16 to hit you, Leavander.
Just barely hits.
That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Right.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw first.
So strength saving throw and then do damage? Or...
No, just take your damage and then do a strength saving throw. Okay, you are not pulled to the ground as it tries to bite onto you and sort of pull you to the ground, but I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well, please.
All the saves.
Yep.
Nope, nowhere near as good.
As it bites into you, you feel this pulse through your body, this awful feeling sort of envelops you. You are poisoned for the next minute. As a reminder, you have, whilst poisoned, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay.
That is that wolf's turn. Actually, wait, I think it gets multi-attack, sorry. Second attack. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
That is 6 points of piercing damage. And another strength saving throw, please.
Down to 37 and another strength save.
You are not dragged to the ground. Coolio. Oops, sorry. Ziggy, over to you, my friend.
Alright.
You see this sort of undead wolf approach Leovander. You see the rotten necrotic vines ahead of you sort of tearing out of the ground and making life difficult for anyone that wants to try and pass them.
Yep. Okay, so I'm trying to think of where the best place to move for me is. Because I can't get to anybody, even if I want to. Like, I do want to help, but I can't get to anybody at the current moment. But I'm just gonna clank my way up here, all 30 feet. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Okay. So, I'll bonus action Misty Step just to get the extra few feet to be
Nice.
like right here.
Yeah?
Alright. And then I'll take my 2 swings at it.
Swing away.
See, that's a no.
Yeah, that's going to be a miss.
But I'm assuming that one is a little bit better in my chances of hitting.
Yeah, that one's a hit. Roll damage as you swing once, you hit into the tree, you sort of raise the great sword up and bring it down, striking into it. Roll your damage.
Alright. I will Divine Smite this thing.
Okay.
So, 10. And then.
I'm gonna be nice. You don't need to.
Okay.
As you deal the initial damage of the blade itself, it cuts into the wolf and it just falls limp beneath your incredibly heavy blade.
Ugh. It's kind of unsettling. It just kind of crumpled. You okay?
Poison isn't nice.
Noted.
With that said, Ziggy, you need to level up, by the way, so do that.
Alright.
But otherwise, yeah, it shouldn't change much for you. I think you might get the Paladin aura, and obviously you'll get health. So,
Yeah.
But with that said, Darshana, it is your turn. You do indeed see, to your left, you see the wolf approaching Rice. You see, of course, the vines ahead of you and the wolves ahead of you, as well as the woman that you imagine is still behind the tree as you see her silhouette moving around.
Yep. Dashana is gonna bolt over towards Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yep.
saved.
And she's gonna try and hit the wolf.
Alrighty, yeah. So you sort of duck around the tree, sprinting towards the blighted wolf. Go for it.
Gonna hit the wolf.
The first attack, the wolf sort of dodges out the way. The second attack, as you bring the quarterstaff around, smack it in the face. Roll your damage. Sorry, remind me, are you attacking one-handed or
Two-handed.
two-handed?
Just usually it's gonna be two-handed.
Yeah, I knew there was a specific, I couldn't remember. So yeah, you clock it once, it sort of whimpers a little bit as the bone of the face sort of cracks and breaks off. You still have your bonus action?
Yep, and she's gonna use it, and my first chi point, so yay me.
What are you using?
Flurry of blows.
Alrighty.
Hit it a bunch.
Yeah, that one's going to hit for 5 points of damage. I will say, it's looking real bad as you hit it the first time. Once again, it whimpers and sort of leans down, but it looks aggressive as it shows its teeth. Yeah, you've got your second attack if you want to.
Yeah. Wait, second bonus attack or second normal attack?
So, when you use... So, as a monk, you can use a bonus action just to do an unarmed strike, or you can use a bonus action to do Flurry of Blows, which is 2 unarmed strikes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you can essentially, if you use a key point, you can essentially attack 4 times at your level. And with a 16, yeah, you clock it with a second unarmed strike. Kick comes round, striking it in the side. That one falls down limp to the ground.
Thanks.
just Dana just comes out of nowhere and just starts kicking and hitting the shit out of this poor dog. Before turning to it like, you good? Alright, that's me.
Alrighty. The blighted wolf off in the distance is going to run up to here, but do nothing about it. Actually, no, it's going to use action to dash. There's no reason not to. And then this one's going to get in here.
Come closer, puppy.
And does get pack tactics, so it's going to be 2 attacks on Ziggy with advantage. Oh, double 19s. That's a 23 to hit you, Ziggy.
Yeah.
That is going to be only 5 points of piercing damage, but I need you to roll a strength saving throw.
Make sure your aura's applied.
Yeah. It should do it automatically, but we'll double check.
No.
It hasn't.
It would be 24 with my +2.
Yeah, you
'Cause my-
keep you keep up totally fine as the wolf sort of bites into you. It does pierce through the armor slightly as it sort of gets you on the arm. It tries to sort of pull you down, but you're able to just sort of pull your arm away. I do need you to make a poison save, Constitution saving throw though.
Okay, no, I was wrong. I wasn't paying attention. No, the 5 is with the +2.
Okay, cool.
And then I got a con.
Con save, yeah. Which again, it should do it automatically.
Yeah. It's an 11 that time.
11 saves as you feel the poison sort of emit through your body. You sort of just shake it off. Take a deep breath. You're good for now. It does get the second attack again with advantage. That's a natural 20.
Oh no.
That is. Hold on, didn't roll the natural 20. So that is 10 points of piercing damage. And again, I'm going to need a strength and a con saving throw. Uh-oh.
That went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
So you just about keep yourself on your feet. However, you too are poisoned.
Yikes.
Alrighty. That is that wolf's turn. Can't quite get to you, Darshana. It is going to hold its turn. Leovander. See two wolves surrounding Ziggy. You obviously feel awful, this poison just sort of flowing through your veins. What do you wish to do?
Regardless of the poison, she sucks in a breath, steps to Ziggy's side, and attacks the wolf in front of her.
Alrighty.
I use my quarterstaff
I'll be with disadvantage as well.
and disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're rolling from Foundry, if you just hold Control and click on the dice on Foundry, it'll do the disadvantage roll.
I can also just do that.
Yeah. 19 still hits though as you sort of bring the quarterstaff down. One-handed or two-handed again, sorry?
2.
2. Alright. Need to click on Vista. There we go.
I did, and I believe I can. So I do have 2 fraction. She is then going to turn to the other one and whack it as well. Hopefully.
12 just hits.
Okay. This time with a single hand, bringing basically just swinging. So kind of like an upward strike, and then with one hand bringing it down on the other.
Alrighty.
Oh, wow. And I.
As you hit the first one and then basically let momentum bring down the second one, it's clocking on the top of the head. They're both hit and both hurt by it, but are both still aggressive towards both you and Ziggy at this point. Anything else on your turn?
My brain completely forgot to do this. I'm literally telling myself as I'm
Hunter's Mark?
yeah.
Which one do you want a Hunter's Mark?
One I did for less. Actually, you know what? Actually, no, I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
Because yeah, I'm gonna save it for now.
Alrighty. At the end of your turn, roll in another Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah, let's save
You
it.
get a
and
+2.
roll.
Which makes it a 10, which is exactly what you need to save. Thank your paladin.
Thank you, Paladin.
We don't get enough thanks.
All in a day's work, citizen. My presence merely makes
As
me
you
more
feel, especially with someone like yourself, Levander, the sort of spirit world around you a little bit closer, you feel the presence of Kriya and the presence of Ziggy himself beside you, and you feel a little bit more inspired as you sort of kick out the poison in your body. No longer affecting you. With that said, another wolf will take its turn. And it's just going to run up to here. Okay. The Blighted.
Is it just me? Or is this music like a little too cheery for combat?
Nah, it's perfect. Perfect. Alright, as she runs around the
fingers.
corner, she's going to once again control the vines towards Darshana this time, as she's going to throw out a thorn whip towards you.
Okay.
That's going to be an 18 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
And that is going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And then... actually, yeah, she'll just stay there. Actually, no, she won't. She's going to point over to... Actually, let me just double check this. Just out of range. Have to be Ziggy. She's going to point over to Ziggy. And a swarm of blighted crows surround you. Oh, there they are. And they are going to attack you immediately. That is only going to be a 12 to hit as the crows begin to peck down towards you. You sort of swarm them off with your arm and sword, but they are aggressive as they come down to attack you. That is the Blighted's turn. Balshor.
Oh, I forgot that was on the turn order. Well, I can't really see much. I see Ziggy and Levanda over there, but I'd rather get a better view on the situation, and that doesn't really help me at all. But
I will say, just for your notes, because as I said, you can see silhouettes. You can see 2 silhouettes over. Oh, it's not letting me ping again. I'll do it on this screen. You see 2 silhouettes over in this direction. You see a handful of silhouettes over here. And of course you see your friends to your right, Ziggy and Levander.
alright, well, instead of dashing, because it doesn't really look like I'd get anywhere anyway, I will place my arm over my shoulder, and ice will start to form over my armor as I cast Armor of Agathis.
Nice. Just at first level?
Just at first level.
Alrighty.
And that's my go.
Cool. Yeah, as the sort of... There is a slight fog on the ground here, and you sort of bring some of it closer to you as the moisture from it sort of attaches itself to your armor and whatnot. After your turn, we are all the way back to the beginning for Reist.
I'll like to use my bonus action to, as I'm behind this tree, to kind of hide again.
Okay,
Start
roll your stealth
hiding.
check.
Okay then. And I will jump over to this tree,
As you
thinking that
run,
I'm pretty
run-
well hidden.
yeah, as you run towards the next tree, you sort of duck behind it.
Okay, and I'll just shoot that lady again.
Alrighty. No advantage, of course.
Of course, advantage. I'm so well hidden.
A 12 is going to miss as the crossbow is shot out. The bolt fires off into the darkness, into the distance.
Okay.
Anything else? Still got a bit of movement, right?
10. Not very useful.
No?
Let me have a think quickly. Now I'll just have to stay behind this tree, so I
Okay.
can do it again if I have to.
Cool. Alrighty, Ziggy.
All right. Take a good swing at the wolf in front of me.
Mhm.
Hopefully. Oh shit.
It's with disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, I can already tell you it's looking good.
Yeah, as you swing down first, you just completely miss the wolf. It digs into the grass and dirt. You've got your second attack though.
Slightly better.
Slightly better, but still not good enough, as the second attack also misses as the wolf dodges out the way. Anything else?
Nope.
Alrighty, roll your Constitution saving throw. See if you can get rid of that poison in your body.
I can't
You
do
cannot.
anything.
Yeah, not looking good. Poison continues to pump through your body. You're feeling weakened by it. But with that said, Darshana.
Darshana is going to stare confused at her friend, who is badly hiding behind a tree at the moment, before clearly assuming that he's trying to hide, and going to do the same thing, hopefully with slightly more success.
So for you, now that you're not playing a rogue, it would be your action to try and hide.
Yes,
So you can do it, but
I
you'd
know.
have to use your action. Cool.
Yeah,
So
he's just aiming to like sneak around to get closer, so
good to
it's
know.
fine.
Yeah, roll your stealth check then. Slightly better, but I mean, you think you're being the stealthiest person around as you dash up to the next tree and take cover behind it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Alrighty. This wolf is going to attack towards Leovander.
I'll reaction protection.
Okay. So that's going to be just a straight roll. Would have had advantage otherwise. That is unfortunately still going to hit, I think, with a 22.
That definitely, most definitely hits.
That is 7 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
And I need a strength and con save and throw, please. You are not pulled down, but once again, the poison emits through your body as the second attack comes out. This time with advantage. It's only a 12 to hit, though.
Nope.
Misses as the second bite comes towards you. Your take your quarterstaff and just sort of parry the attack and dodge out the way. That is going to be that one's turn. This one will attack towards Ziggy. That's going to be a natural 20 again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You take 9 points of piercing. And a con and strength saving throw, please.
No, dude.
You're already poisoned, aren't you? Never mind, sorry.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter anyways.
But what are the chances that both my con saves back to back are ones?
It really wants you to be poisoned this encounter.
Apparently.
Once again, you're not dragged to the ground, but for its second attack towards you. That's a natural 1 and 8, bringing it to a 12 total. So that one's going to miss as it again tries to bite towards you, and you just take a single step back, very quickly back and forth, back into its range, and it completely misses you. That is its turn. Actually, after you, the Blighted is going to use one of her legendary actions to cast Thorn Whip. Actually, no, because you're both pretty much directly behind cover. She does have a move action, though. Yeah, she's going to use her legendary action to move up to movement speed, which will get her here. This wolf is going to move up with its Blighted Master. After its turn, she will use another legendary action to now whip towards Darshana. I'm going to say that you have half cover. Actually, 3/4 cover. I'll be nice. So you have a +5 to your AC.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Remind me again, if it is the number, it hits, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no, she hits.
Oof.
Just.
That is 11 points of piercing damage from the Thorn Whip that reaches out to you. You are pulled 10 feet closer. You're sort of pulled into the tree trunk and around it slightly. I'm going to say you only get pulled 5 feet because of it.
Yep.
With that said, Leovander.
Ready. Annoyingly enough, we have to deal with poison again. However, these guys are still in front of us. So, not dead, annoyingly. Sure. However, regardless, once again, striking at the one in front of me.
Alright, I'm going to do it once. Are you sure you don't want to cast Hunter's Mark?
Yes. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I miss.
Are you going to cast Hunter's
Shooting
Mark,
him
though?
for it.
Would you have cast Hunter's
Okay.
Mark before that attack? Before you saw that attack?
No.
Okay. You do have a second
At
attack,
the
though?
moment. At the moment, she's not thinking about it. And with the annoyance of the quarterstaff missing, she pulls out her hand axe and strikes downwards.
Alrighty. 14 will hit. Yeah, with a little bit of frustration as you pull out the axe and just slam down onto its head. It's still alive. The sort of crack in the skull, sort of pulls open wide the skull slightly. These are mere puppets of this blighted druid. Anything else?
Devanda shouts out, surprisingly, like, against her usually fairly low and quiet nature. She shouts out, "These things need to die!" And turn is over.
Constitution saving throw, please. You got +2. You save.
So 15 total.
No longer poisoned. Whoops, just... after your turn, Leovander, it's going to be a third legendary action. Another Thorn Whip coming towards Darshana. That is going to be a 15.
Do I still have that? No, I wouldn't have that
No.
5 anymore. So yeah,
No.
that hits again.
That is 2 points of damage.
Well, that's
Oof.
not as bad as I was expecting.
Enjoy the double ones. Alright, the Blighted Wolf is going to step up here again just to offer some protection to its master. And it is the Blighted's turn. Yeah, she's going to run back. Balshor.
All right. So, my allies are this way.
Yeah, you see multiple silhouettes. I guess just to pinpoint, your friends are seemingly here between these two trees. You see 2 wolves over here, and you would have seen the a woman running northward up over to here.
All right. Yeah, I want to get in closer to my allies.
Alrighty.
Well, it's not a whole lot to work with, is it? I will, in that case, double check my range. Oh, that's plenty. I have line of sight of this one, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna hold my sword back and prepare to throw it. And right before I do, the blade glows. And as I swing the sword, I don't let go, but the glowing part of the blade flings forward and summons my spiritual weapon right next to it.
Done.
And that is a natural 20.
Haha. There we go. Balshor gets into the fight and he's just wrecking shit. Yeah, as you sort of swing your sword forward and the sort of essence and spiritual essence of the blade sort of swings forward towards the wolf. It strikes straight into it. If you want to roll your... Oh, you've already rolled it. That's 7 points of damage. Once again, it sort of leans down and whimpers slightly as it turns towards you and growls.
And then I will use my action to dash to try and get up close to it.
Alrighty.
And that's
Yeah,
it for me.
That one in particular was looking forward towards, as you can now see, Reist, but it has now turned its attention towards you. Alright, Reist, speaking of which.
Okay, now that some more help has arrived, I'll first dash over to this tree.
Mm-hmm.
And how much was that? That was 15. So I'll bonus action dash.
Okay.
Get in her face. And attack.
With your katana, I assume, yeah?
Oh yeah. Just like drawing it as I'm closing in, and I don't know, doing some sort of attack.
Hey,
Is it gonna
Adam,
hit this
Mhm.
time? Or
I'm not sure if you saw general chat. Sorry.
Oh. Thank you.
Just wanted to bring that to your attention.
A 13 is going to miss, unfortunately, as you bring the blade out and sort of quickly and deftly run through the battlefield, swing towards her. She just sort of steps back, far more agile than she actually looks.
Great. Feeling useful this combat. Is it for me?
After you, she's going to use her legendary action to use her move ability, which does not provoke attack of opportunity, I'm afraid.
Really?
Or really?
Oh my god.
It's quite a common thing. As she sort of swiftly moves out the way, even before you can react, she is going to turn and look towards potentially being aggressive towards you. But with that said, it is Ziggy's turn.
Is it really, though?
It is.
Okay. Well, second verse, same as the first. Take one swing towards the one in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely a hit.
It is. Ziggy hits Gould.
For a 13.
As you swing it down, the wolf before you falls to the ground.
Taking a deep breath, trying to collect himself, he'll swing at the one in front of Leovanda.
Mm-hmm.
And whiff horribly.
It is a miss, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Just to clarify, so that move is not a spell either.
What move?
The legendary action move. It's
No.
not even a spell.
No.
No, it's BS is what it is. They can just move whenever they want.
Ziggy, if that's the end of your turn, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. See if you can finally get rid of that poison in you.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Yeah, you are not poisoned anymore. At least for
Feels
now.
good, man.
After your turn, the Blighted Druid is going to throw out a Thorn Whip towards you, Reist. That is going to be a 26 to hit. And that is 4 points of damage, piercing. You get that, Reist?
Yes.
Alrighty, Darshana.
Okay. Shana is going to race up and hit the one directly in front of her.
Mhm.
Push herself up the tree with a groan and go at it.
Wow, that went crazy.
Two-handed again.
Wow. Is that really 2 natural 20s?
Oh my god. Apparently? Wow.
Okay.
Is it dead?
Yeah. As you jump
So,
As you jump off the tree, sort of kicking off it and bringing the quarterstaff up, and as you come down, you slam down onto the head. It's still alive from the first hit, but as you come back up, you just stab it with the end of the quarterstaff right in its eye, and yeah, it dies.
Deep breath, and then immediately, I don't know, does she have movement left? She's got no, she doesn't have the movement.
5 feet.
You have how much movement do you have? 45?
Oh, I have 45 this
You have-
time. Yes,
you
that's
have-
right. She
you
moves
have
forward
15 feet.
so- Yes.
You have 15 feet.
All right. I can get to there. I think that's too far away to hit this next one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, glare at it menacingly.
If it was focused on you, it might be terrified after what's just happened. This blighted wolf over here is going to attack towards Leovander first. No advantage because its friend is dead.
Yeah. I will use a sentinel attack on it.
Okay. Roll your attack. Uh, 17 will hit.
And is it enough to kill it, or do I have to smite this thing? Because
It's still alive.
I will smite it. So for posterity's sake, it is undead. Yeah,
Yes.
that's 3d8. Because I'll just be using a level 1 spell.
Okay. It is going to die. I've just read the feature there. I think it would still get its attack off. So does a 19 hit you, Leovander?
Yes, it does, definitely.
That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage. Gonna need you to roll a strength and a con saving throw. But it does die as it bites into you, attempts to pull you down. You obviously resist it. The wolf is sort of dispatched as the sword of Ziggy strikes into it. You are, however, poisoned again, I'm afraid. So that is that wolf's turn. The swarm of crows is going to move forward. I'm just going to move this wolf out the way. It's going to move forward and actually attempt to attack Leovander. That's going to be a 10 to hit.
That is a no.
As the crows come towards you, sort of feeling that sense of maybe it's guilt or empathy towards them, given your close connection to birds. These look sort of rotten and torn asunder and not of their own mind as they come towards you. You sort of take a more defensive stance and sort of shoo them away and block them and stop them from pecking you. It is going to be your turn.
Here's the thing: is she would very much not want to do this. However, she, he says swarm of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am poisoned though.
Mechanically speaking, it is just a.
But it does count as just a single.
It's just a
thing, so I
single
could-
thing, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Using her quarterstaff this time to swing up and spin at them reluctantly.
14 is going to hit.
It'll be a two-handed attack.
Six points of damage as you jump and spin and strike a few. A few of them just fall limp to the ground, but there's still a bulk of the swarm. You have your second attack, of course.
And doing that once more. Hopefully in the same... Oh!
An 11 is, funnily enough, going to miss as you attempt a second attack. The swarm of the crows just sort of dodge the attack and zigzag in and out of your swing.
Sorry, this woman puts these things through.
After your turn, the Blighted Druid is going to use her legendary action to once again move 30 feet.
Just
That
running
is-
away.
All three of hers. Alright, this wolf totally sort of focused upon the form of Balshor and the spiritual weapon. Is going to step up and attack towards you. For some reason my tokens are like being awkward. So yeah, first attack against you, Balshor, is going to be, as I quickly roll it. That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That is going to be 9 points of piercing, and I need a strength and con saving throw from you. You are knocked prone, believe it or not. I assume that is adding your
Yes.
aura in, yeah? Okay, cool. So yeah, you are knocked prone, but you are not poisoned. As the wolf comes in for a second attack, this time with advantage. Amazingly, a 9, which I assume misses as it attempts to bite down in you, whilst you're on your back, sort of shove it away with your shield and knock it away. With that said, that is its turn. And the Blighted Druid. Let me double check on how often she can cast this.
Oh, it takes 5 points of.
Oh, the cold damage, yes. Thank you. Still alive, but as the armor around you sort of almost explodes in its face and the ice sort of stab into it, it just sort of stands before you with these sort of holes of damage that's been created. Okay, she's not going to cast that, but she is going to run and then use her action. As she seemingly, Rice, you're in the best position to see this. There's this sort of this path of rot and necrotic appearance on the ground as she seemingly follows it. As you continue to follow it with your eyes, it is indeed the direction of where the red glow is coming from off in the distance. As I say, she is going to use her action to dash, so she's going to disappear from view, even from the view of Rice as you look off in the distance. You can't even see her silhouette anymore. With that said, Balshor.
I'll start with a spiritual weapon attack with bonus.
Alrighty. Yeah. That'll be a hit. Oof. 3 points of damage as the spiritual sword swings down. It still stands.
Alright. Half my movement to pull myself up and then make a. Yeah, just normal attack.
Alrighty.
Kick it. Just punt it.
See, you made it look cool. I'd probably fail miserably.
Yeah, 24
Well, I mean-
definitely hits.
See?
10 points of damage. As you swing down, that one will indeed take the wolf out as it falls limp beneath your sword. Still have your second attack, but there's nothing within range, at least, for you to swing at.
Sure, I'll spend the last half of my movement there, and then as part of the same bonus action for my spiritual weapon attack, I can move it 20 feet, yeah?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna move it up 20
I
feet?
will Indeed. Yep, directly up.
Why is it doing that?
That's my go.
Weird. Reist, anything you want to do?
I go. I don't see anything.
You do not. The trail continues off northward. As I would say at this point, you just about see a silhouette running off to the north, continuing to follow this rotten necrotic trail.
Go back and tell everyone that you ran away.
Alrighty. I'm going to say with some ease, Ziggy and Leovander are able to deal with the swarm of crows as you slowly begin to whittle them down and get rid of them. They do indeed fall. And I'll say, just for ease, we are out of combat for now. As no immediate threats surround you, you look around. The forms of these rotten, necrotic, blighted creatures scatter the ground. The vines that find themselves laying in the ground in the center here eventually sort of rot to this, as I say, black ichor, which then seeps into the grass and dissipates.
Shana will stumble over and grab onto Balshaw's shoulder, just holding onto him to stand upright. And, like, which way did she run?
I see the red trail that way.
Should
Are
find
we
the
going
others.
to follow?
What we're here for.
Without saying anything, I'm gonna put my hand on Leovanda's head, and I'm gonna use 5 HP of my lay on hands to cure to get rid of the poison,
Okay.
and then I'll give her a 10.
10 points of healing.
Yeah, 10 points of healing, and then I'll use the other 15 on myself.
Okay. Leovander, you heal for 10 points. You're no longer poisoned.
Yeah. She smiles up at Ziggy, offering a small nod of thanks, and then speaks. We should find the others. They, I do not know where they are.
Well, let's stumble through these woods until we find them.
Would Livanda be able to have remembered well would we have been able to kind of figure out that they had gone the other way fairly easily, or
Yeah, you can, as I say, you can, beyond the 60 feet that you can see, beyond that you can see the silhouettes. So, yeah, you can see that your friends are over in this direction as they're sort of collecting themselves and whatnot.
she would just point them out. Say, I believe we should collect with our friends
I agree.
and proceed to head on over.
Headed
So, yeah.
up the path of rot. Points in the direction Rice would have pointed out once they catch up.
Very, very inconspicuous. You know, I would never leave a trail such as this. I would leave a bigger one, but that's not the point.
I was about to ask more along the lines of how often you tend to rot nature, but sure.
Can Lavanda kind of figure out if this is a magical rot or something else, like some sort of curse?
Once again, rule. I will allow either nature or arcana.
Or nature here.
As you look at it, you determine and discern that it is certainly not any form of natural rot or essence. You imagine that this comes from some fiendish origins. As you look over it, it gives you that sort of feeling, that sense, the very same sense that you got when you were in the room where the gateway had been opened. And now that you sort of all have that moment to just be in the moment, Darshana and sorry, not Darshana, Reist and Balshor, you both get that same sense, that sort of feeling that there is fiendish, devilish origins to this. I would say that neither of you have experienced it before. Maybe Balshor has seen something that is way smaller, way more concentrated on a particular part of the body or something like that, but not on the land itself. Balshor, you've known that people that have sort of tried to close gateways. And I guess actually it would make sense that Rice would know the risks. People that try to close gateways, if they place their hand within rather than just the blade, their hand will begin to resemble what you see on the ground. This sort of necrotic rot with these sort of red-orange veins that pass through them. I would say that you both recognize that will eventually kill someone.
On the ground kill anyone? Or has it done the damage it's gonna do?
Are you asking
I have
someone?
a feeling this ground is still dying.
What is the plan? What do you want to do?
Need to
Do
follow
we-
her.
Do we follow now, or do we wait until daylight?
If we wait,
If we
she
wait
could get
until the
farther
sun
away.
Sure.
Exactly. She may be weak in the light, but now we know where she is. We should take action.
I worry, however, that she's having us follow her for a reason. She's retreating to a safe place. If we go in now, when half of our party have already faced a fight, are we up for a worse one?
How was the party overhaul on health?
I healed up pretty nice. Not
Sorry,
As-
go-
super healthy, but I could be in a fight.
I think it's really only Leovander who got really hurt. Maybe it's Darshana actually as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was about to say, I'm like maybe 6 points off max health now, thanks to the heals.
Yeah, in chat, I did
am-
say I patted her on the back and gave her 15 points.
Oh,
of
I
life.
didn't catch that. Okay, cool.
No, it's okay.
For whatever
I was away
reason,
from the computer.
my thing's being a little odd.
Why is it odd?
Well, I'm back up to max HP for some reason.
You were on you were on 37, I think, because I was checking everyone's
Yeah,
health. I think you were on 37, so just take yourself back down to 37.
Say I'm not doing too hot right now, but
Good.
I will
Right.
walk up and give her the other 15 points of healing from my lay on hands and
Who's that to? Leavander?
live under, yes.
Cool. Another 15 HP for Leavander?
Does anyone else need anything before we go? We cannot afford to miss this opportunity.
To go?
seems that the best time to act is now. Livana looks over at Ziggy to see if he looks alright.
I'll just give a smile and a thumbs up.
It's over at Rice. Just up and down. How you looking?
A little bit. couple of scratches.
Alright, I'll give you a cure coup wounds, and then let's be off.
Actually, before we head off, I was actually going to say, well, no, actually, I'll hold off on that one. But Devanda casts, sets a hand on herself and casts dark vision on herself.
Okay.
Guess who's leading?
I will say, I guess, just as a note, it's not completely pitch black, so you might want to hold off on that. Dark vision only works if there's no light source. And currently you're walking towards a light source.
Couldn't tell. My brain forgot. It's fine.
It's all good. With that said, though, quick little interim break as I go grab myself a little drink. If everyone else wants to do the same or stretch the legs or whatever. Be 2 minutes.
Hello.
Hello.
Just sounding off to see who's still here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here as well. Just decided to walk into my kitchen to grab a drink. So
Geez, about my my delay. Apparently, I can't read clocks.
you're fine. Things happen. Top of that,
Yeah.
what's it called?
Made it here
Made it
before
in
I got
time
too
this
crazy.
anyway. Yeah.
I was at my partner's when I realized I saw the messages on Discord that was like, we start in 15 minutes, and I was like, wait, what? No, what? Immediately, I like turned around and headed straight back. I'm just glad I don't live like an hour away.
Hmm. The same time for tomorrow's game, yeah? Or is it
Yeah.
an hour early?
I was gonna.
For me, it's the same time. For you, I think it's supposed to be an hour difference. Don't trust me. Don't trust me on this.
Yes, because you guys are moving up an hour.
Adam is. We've already done it.
Right, okay. So it's an hour earlier for Adam. And technically for me too, because we haven't had our daylight saving, so
Yeah, you're an hour earlier.
ours is until the 7th. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna need a little bit of just a tiny bit of Actually, wait. As
Like I
you
said.
said, Adam, your time zone is BST, right?
I'll be going to GMT.
Okay, GMT. All right, that's
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that sucks about my time zone is that when we turn over to an hour, it's like right exactly when we start.
Yeah, it's
so
awkward.
It really throws me off.
The best I'll be able to do is give you a heads up an hour before. So
I mean, I'll be around either way. So
yeah, well, I'll give a heads up. It'll be easier for the Thursday game. So for Asta, you'll be okay in terms of I'll be able to give you like a bigger heads up because there'll be days between my clocks changing and our first session back.
also I want to say this really fast. I believe that's the first time you've ever used my name.
No,
which is fine.
well,
I just
I use it in I used it in the session 0, but it was more so it's awkward to call you Hifrin
yeah,
or
no, that's
the
fine. I
Evander.
understand.
Because
It's fine. I totally understand. I just it's odd to hear it called out because normally it's Hifrin or Lavanda.
yeah, well, yeah, not many people get their real name. Yeah. All
Fine
right.
with it being known. I
I've been
don't
playing
care.
a year now, and you guys just started using my name, and I was like, oh, okay, I have a name now. Not my character.
You know what? Yeah, why not?
All right. Is everyone here? Everyone ready to continue the
Yeah.
ventures?
I think you're the only one who actually left.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
What?
Okay.
Onward.
Oh,
As
changed your name.
you as you continue
Yeah, I'll explain why in a minute.
as you continue northward, the fog gets a little bit heavier, sort of impacting your vision as you continue on. Following the trail, is there anyone in particular sort of leading the front? Obviously, you've got the pretty much the entirety of the forest ahead, so it's not like you need to travel in single file, just more so out of interest.
Oh, I think we're kind of just traveling in a bit of a group,
Yeah,
close together and stuff like that.
with an eyesight.
Ziggy and
Okay.
I should take the lead. Just in case
Yes,
there's any more of those foul
absolutely.
wolves.
Are we trying to be stealthy, or are we letting the rattly metal men at the front?
Well, I think
No
being in
time
a
for stealth.
fight is kind of like we can't be stealthy after that.
They already know we're here. So
I agree.
why bother?
Deshauna will just like motion them like onwards.
Forward we go.
Stay close behind us so our auras protect you.
An aura?
Divine light of my presence.
How I missed that this entire time.
All right. Before you continue, sort of moving, as you continue to follow the trail through the fog, shines the red aura and light. Ahead of you, you see the sort of woman standing almost directly upon the red light, and around it are these two large blighted bears that have these sort of veins of red sort of piercing through them, and what looks like necrotic blighted apes that stand either side. They look directly towards you and look aggressive, but they are not approaching you. What do you wish to do?
Who's got a ranged weapon?
In all fairness, anything can be a ranged weapon if you throw it hard enough.
Strong enough to throw it.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but no.
You are quite the heavy hitter, friend.
Thank you.
To clarify, I meant who wants to hit them from a distance to start this?
As you all
Yvonne turns and looks at Rice.
As you all contemplate, the two bears begin to slowly stroll towards you.
Wait, they're starting it.
I will quickly give Deshaun a shield of faith.
Okay, that's a +2 to your AC, Deshauna.
I feel so protected. That's not sarcasm. I actually feel significantly more protected.
Then I will move up front and take a defensive stance.
As you take
I
a step
will as
forward,
well.
as you take a step forward and sort of take a more defensive stance, the bears go from a slow stroll to a much quicker paced run as they begin to gallop towards you.
Yvonne does the same, getting close to Ziggy.
Fine, I'll
And,
aim and shoot.
I was gonna say, and if don't mind, do a little bit of flavoring here. Can I?
Yeah, sorry.
She kind of twirls her staff and lets out a long low whistle. And several, not necessarily, they're not nothing out of the ordinary, but odd to see them here. Several birds start circling, above the battlefield. I'd say probably around here, kind of like in Wait, no, hold on. There you go. Like kind of just like circling in this kind of area over us. And her eyes seem to glow softly, more so than not necessarily like out, not necessarily like flashlights or anything, but like noticeably are glowing.
Are you wanting to
That's
use
that.
your attack, or you just
No, kind of holding it,
Okay.
holding that attack specifically.
okay?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Riced, you said you wanted to attack. You don't have to attack if you don't want to.
Sure enough, I'll shoot it.
Okay.
One of them. I'll aim.
As you ecstatically fire your crossbow, dealing 19 points of damage. The bolt fires over your friends as it strikes the bear as it runs towards you. Once again, I'm going to need everyone to... Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I added you all. Yeah, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative, please.
12? Well, it's not a 3. Although I'm still very close to the bottom.
I don't know why it didn't give me the 6 on the
So good.
Turn order? Yeah, weird.
on the thing, but yeah, it's a 6.
You get a bonus to your AC, right? The aura, does it give you a bonus to your AC?
Nope, just saving throws.
No, it's just saves right now.
Okay. All right.
Adam, just quickly.
Mhm.
I think you've still got the stream off, by the way.
Oh, it's just a screen.
The stream's a little funky.
Alrighty, so as you begin to approach, Rice fires off the bolt. It is the ape's turn to go first. It's going to run forward, and you're out of range, so it's just going to stand there.
Roll like that, 90 feet. Scary.
Leah Vanda.
Alrighty. From that, so she twirls her staff again and lets out a very high-pitched whistle.
Mhm.
And goes down the birds. And I did not like that.
A 10 actually hits, though, as the birds sort
Oh
of
my God.
swarm and move in tandem, sort of piling down onto a single
here.
target,
Oh,
dealing
fuck yes.
14 points of damage with double sixes as the birds just sort of peck and pierce and sort of travel through the blighted bear, sort of surrounding it. It's still standing, but it looks really hurt after Reist and your attack.
An even higher whistle this time. Almost not almost to a pitch that can't be heard. Oh my god. I did not mean to roll disadvantage. Nuts.
It would have been a hit.
Okay. And then damage one more time.
7 points of damage as the bulk of the swarm of these birds once again surrounding the bear and pecking down and piercing. It looks real bad as some of the fur is just torn away and the skin peeled off. It looks like it's been through a storm of birds, as pretty much it has, as it looks towards you with anger and aggression on its face.
Brain completely forgot. Hunter's mark once more. And I'm
It is
so
what
mad
it
at
is.
myself for that.
It is what
It is what it is.
All right, it's going to charge towards you, Leovander, and it is indeed going to attack you. It's going to be 2 attacks, one with a...
Protection on the first one.
Okay. So the first one is a bite attack. So it'll be disadvantage. Still rolled pretty decent. That's an 18 to hit.
Damn it, that hits.
That is 7 points of piercing.
Mad.
And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Mhm.
You get a +2.
Seconds.
Our hours don't stack, right?
No.
I did.
That-
I know
that would
I
be
know
crazy
but I
if it
was gonna
did.
ask anyway. Just a party of 4 paladins. We'll never
Yeah.
fail to save again.
Oh!
Easy enough as the poison sort of gets injected into your body, you're able to stomach it and push it off. The second attack is going to be with its claw attack as it comes down towards you. This one's not with a disadvantage. That is a dirty 20 to hit. And that is going to be 10 points of slashing damage, to you, Levander.
Righty. Once again, in pain.
You upset it.
I know I
Please stop
did. I
dying
thought
for 5 minutes.
it's
Alright.
fine. I'll be fine.
The
Deal with that one.
second bear is going to charge towards Balshor. As it does so, it's going to attempt to bite into him. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
That is 11 points of piercing. And as it bites into you, it is then going to rear up and go for a claw attack against you. I need a Constitution saving throw, sorry. And does a 17 hit?
It does not.
As the
Con save, yeah?
con save. As the claw comes down, you raise the shield, batting it away. The strength of the bear almost sort of looms over you, but thankfully your strength is able to push it off. 18 saves, the poison doesn't take, and it is your turn, Balshor.
One sec. I also need to make a concentration check. With advantage.
You save anyways.
Warcaster.
The Shield of Faith is still ongoing. I'll give Darshana that status. But it is your turn, Balshor.
Yep, I will make 2 longsword attacks.
First one's going to be a hit. Second one is also a hit. Uh, 5 points of damage for the first one.
D10s. Oh no, it's rolling both anyway, even though I'm clicking specifically on the one-handed.
So that is 15 points of damage altogether as you swing once, cutting through the fur, and swing twice, cutting through the sort of jaw and the mouth of it. You almost tear through it like butter as it sort of looks at you and sort of growls towards you. Still stands, but starting to look hurt.
I'll growl back at it, and then I end my turn.
All right, you all see beyond the bear the visage of the woman begin to peel back the petals of a large, inflated flower, and she's beginning to reach inside of it. That is going to be her turn. Darshana.
Darshana is going to loop around this bugger. Keeping a distance. A lot of distance. Sorry, my map's just going crazy because my mouse is oversensitive. She's gonna loop around it and then she's gonna hit it. From behind. Yep, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Loop around to the other side of it, and then she's gonna hit it.
I would really, if that is an issue, I would really just advise using your arrow keys. to move.
Yep. I think I might do that.
Makes things
Sometimes
easy.
it just randomly catches like a weird part on
Yeah.
where I have my mouth. Yeah.
But yeah, roll your attacks. First one is a hit. 12 points of damage. Second one is a hit. 7 points of damage. That's 19 points of damage. As you strike twice into it, you still got your bonus action. Okay, so you're using another key point?
Yeah.
Because I just want to remind you, you can either use a key point, which you have limited amount, but then you can just use a free bonus action to unarmed strike.
No,
Yeah.
I specifically wanted this. It's okay.
Cool. So that is 8 points of damage and then 7 points of damage. Pretty much directly on the damage that you needed to deal as you unleash 2 attacks with the quarterstaff and then unarmed strikes into the side of it. It sort of lets off this sort of wheeze of air out of its lungs and it falls limp to the ground.
Just as it falls to the ground, I'm just gonna nod at Balshor, like, okay, now let's do the next one.
I return the nod.
And you still have 25 feet. 25 feet left.
Yep. Gonna move up here on the other side of it, just leap over the, the form of this bear, and then look at its friend.
Speaking of its friend, Ziggy, it's your turn.
It's your friend Ziggy. It's your pal. Take my 2 attacks.
Probably on this guy.
Let's do one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 8 points of damage. That is enough to take it down as you swing your first attack, cutting through the neck and head of the creature, and once again it falls limp to the ground.
Alright. I'll just look to everybody and I'll move my 30 feet upwards.
Alrighty, following the trail towards the light and towards the woman who is currently sort of peeling open a flower.
Hmm.
Reist. Reist?
30 and 60. Can not do much. Need one of them.
Which one were you attacking, sorry? One on the right. As you fire off the bolt, sort of aiming, just striking into the tree beside it, in between you and it, completely missing your target, unfortunately. Anything else?
No.
Alrighty. The ape is going to come forward. Only has a movement speed of 30 feet as it runs around the tree. Coming towards you, it is going to throw a rock towards you, Reist. Let's see if this is... Oh no, it's within range. That is going to be a 15 to hit you, Reist. Reist?
No, it's 16 AC.
Alrighty, as the rock is thrown towards you, you just simply step out the way. The next ape is going to run up 30 feet, this time throwing a rock towards Ziggy. That is a 15 to hit Ziggy, which I assume misses.
It misses.
Actually, it would be with disadvantage anyways, so Yeah. With that said, Levander.
I completely forgot to do that. Running up forward. We have 30 movement speed. Go. Can I that's not my movement. This is. Running up here. Going to cast. This time I'm actually gonna do it. Hooray!
Hunter's Mark.
Didn't forget. Hunter's Mark. Yay. This guy.
Done.
And
Extra
once again-
d6 to your damage.
this not an extremely high, but a higher whistle. Calling down the birds.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Fuck!
As the whistles echo out, the birds attempt to swarm around and attack the ape as it just sort of waves them away and sort of roars in their face. You have your second attack.
And then, yep. Once again, another one, this time 2 quick whistles.
Yeah, that one's going to hit. So roll your damage plus an extra d6.
One d6.
11 points of damage as the birds begin to again surround the ape and peck down and bite away at the ape's form. It's a humongous ape, but the birds are completely surrounding it. Anything else? Because that's everything.
Yep, that is indeed everything.
Stop.
What was that, Ziggy?
Oh, I was talking to my cat. She was getting into
Ah.
my cords.
All good. Oh, I've just accidentally killed off Balshaw. Balshaw, it is your turn. You are still alive.
No.
Yo, short.
Yeah, no. I'm too old for this shit.
He just had a heart attack.
Honestly, just
Thank you very much for the follow.
I'm going to move
Dark Sea Sailor.
up here, branching off a bit to catch this one,
Doing good. I hope you are as well.
and I will. I'll dodge.
Use your action to dodge.
Yup.
Balshaw's been inspired by the monk's way. Yeah, so that's your action to dodge. You've still got your bonus action if you want to do anything with it.
Nah,
yeah.
that's it for me.
Alrighty. You see the form of the woman grab something out of the flower and turns towards you all. She's going to move forward the 30 feet of movement and is going to actually, sorry, she's going to move up, but she's going to move up more so here. Alright, it's going to be a Thorn Whip against Balshaw. It is going to be with disadvantage, of course. That is going to be a 22 to hit still.
Yeah, it's
That is 10 points of piercing damage, and you are grabbed and dragged 10 feet towards her. You just about save on your Constitution saving throw to keep concentrating on the Shield of Faith. As she grabs you and drags you, it seems like her intention is to grab and drag you into the ape's area. But that is going to be her turn. Darshana, it is up to you.
Doki. Well, speaking of said ape. Shana can move. Not close enough, so she is gonna get up around here-ish,
Alrighty.
and that will be her turn.
Coolio. Again, just as a little note, monks can also use their key points to do other things. They can use a key point to dash, for example, if you wanted to do that. But again, it would cost a key point.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Coolio. Alrighty. So yeah, you take a position behind the tree as you begin to approach the rotten necrotic ape. Ziggy, it is your turn. Right ahead of you, ahead of him is a large ape that just tried to throw a rock at him. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to move 30 feet this way.
Mm-hmm.
And in a bold move, I'm gonna Misty Step
Oh,
right here.
okay.
Ooh.
And I'll take my 2 attacks against her.
Mm-hmm. $19's gonna hit.
Alright, and I'm going to smite her.
Okay. No bonuses. She's not undead.
She's not undead or a fiend?
No.
Okay. So yeah,
Well,
she'll
they
just take the extra
panic.
2-8. So she takes 21.
Phew. 21 points of damage as you throw the blade down into her, cutting through the sort of back of her as you peer behind her. You let loose the radiant energy as it envelops her body, and she sort of twinges and cringes as she lurches up. You still have your second attack.
Good. So close.
Oh, it's so close.
25 will hit though.
And this will also be a smite.
Naturally.
Oh,
Oh! Double sixes.
oh.
My smite made up for it.
Okay, well.
So that's a
19.
19.
19 points of damage again as you cut through the radiant energy enveloping and dealing damage to her. She looks towards you, and now that you're this close to her, you see that she's holding what looks like a rigid horn in her hands.
Yeah, but I'll just snarl and say that you're going to deal with me now. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. After yours, she's going to use a legendary action to move, most likely. But let's see. Yeah, it's going to be to move.
Yeah.
Does not provoke attack of opportunity. She's going to run up to here as she swiftly moves away, sort of reaching for her back that's been sliced open, keeping a hold quite furiously onto this horn. It looks like it's been torn from a devil or fiend of some kind, as it looks cracked and broken from what you imagine would be the head. But that is going to be her legendary action. Over to you, Rest.
I'll aim and shoot.
At what, sorry?
At her.
Okay. Are you okay? Uh, 19 points of damage as you fire off. The strike dealing quite a bit of damage as it pierces her shoulder. Yeah, 19 points. Anything else?
No, that's all I can do.
Alrighty. After that, she's going to use another legendary action to look towards you, Ziggy, and is going to throw out a Thorn Whip towards you. That's a natural 1. As she sort of limps away and turns and sort of reaches around and throws the whip towards you. It completely misses, hitting into the tree beside you. And she looks frustrated once again. My tokens are being real weird today. Alright. Ape number 1 is going to jump towards Reist. And is going to unleash a couple of attacks against you. It's going to be a fist attack first of all, as it slams down its fist. That is a 17 to hit you, which I believe hits. And that is 5 points of bludgeoning. And then for the second attack, with its other hand, it's then going to unleash its claws and strike towards you this time, as I say, with its claws. That's another 17 to hit. And that is 3 points of slashing damage. The second ape is going to jump towards Balshor. Again, a fist attack first of all, with a disadvantage, right? You're dodging?
Yep.
Wow. That was a double 17. That's a 21 to hit.
Hits.
I apologize. That is 5 points of damage. And then with its claw attack, again with disadvantage. That is a 6 to hit. Which, as it swings round, you just lift the shield, blocking the claw as it strikes into it. Leovander. Actually, before you go, the Blighted Druid is going to use her third legendary action of this round, and once again swing a Thorn Whip towards Ziggy. Hopefully this time hitting. That's a natural 20.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That is only 13 points of piercing damage as the whip comes out towards you, striking you, sort of grabbing you on your by your arm and pulling you towards her. You are pulled 10 feet towards her. Apologies, Leovander, it's your turn.
Alright, that's fine. How badly hurt is this guy looking? This ape here?
It's hard to say because obviously naturally the skin is just peeling away anyways, but yeah, it's looking damaged. It's not like on death's door or
fine.
anything.
Once again, she calls out, this time in a slightly different note. Once again though, calling down her birds.
Mm-hmm.
And that did nothing.
That misses, unfortunately, as the birds once again try to surround the ape. It waves them away. Perhaps the closeness to this rotten land is affecting the birds as they come down. But once again, the ape is able to dodge being hurt at all.
Well, let's see here. I think I can move 30 feet this way, which we will do. And then hopefully I can, there you go. All right, there. And she's going to move 30 feet that way.
Alrighty. Over to you, Balshor.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna smack this guy.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Ooh. And since that's a crit, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a first level Divine Smite on that bad boy.
So it is undead once again. So it'll be 3d8 doubled, so 68. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay. As you strike down with this single one attack, sort of cutting through again like butter, just tearing through the form of this ape, you kill it in one hit as it falls limp to the ground. The body parts of it just falling apart and falling away from it. The fur tearing out. Still have your second attack.
I will step 20 feet this way and take advantage of that attack.
That's going to be another hit. And that is 9 points of damage as you cut through it once again. It falls forward towards Reist, but certainly hurt. The druid is going to once again cast Spike Growth. This time pretty much right on top of Ziggy. Let me just double check the wording of this. Okay. And then she's going to move 15 feet away. With that said, Darshana, over to you.
Darshana is going to run over and hit it again, because
Alrighty.
it works for her.
It just works.
It does.
These tokens are being real awkward. I apologize. Hold on. There.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're being super awkward and just like off for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're not snapping to grid. It must be something that I've done.
I don't know.
But like Ziggy's like in the center of 13 different things. Sorry. So an 18 will hit, 23 will hit, so that is 10 and 10, so that's 20 points of damage. Your two attacks as you come down, striking it, do indeed finish it off.
I'm mildly disappointed by that news.
Mildly disappointed.
Mildly disappointed. I wanted to hit it some more. I'll end my turn there.
You don't want to use your movement?
No.
Okay.
After your turn, actually no, Ziggy, it is your turn.
Oh.
As
Okay,
the
so
rotten
what got
black,
cast on me?
yeah, the rotten black vines begin to sort of wrap around your area. They are spiked and look pretty nasty.
Is it difficult terrain, or can I just move through it?
It is difficult terrain.
Okay. So that means I can move right here. And I will.
Okay. As you begin to run through, you are going to take damage. Bear with me.
Mhm.
Take 64 points of damage as you run through the spiked area, dealing 12 points of piercing.
Say 64?
6d4.
D4.
6D. Okay, I was like, I'm so fucking sorry, can I go back? I don't want to die, Dad, I'm sorry.
No, you
I was gonna
take
say, I'm sorry, what?
you take 12 points of damage.
Oh.
But you do find yourself at the edge of the spiked growth now, a few feet away from her.
Indeed. But I cannot currently, at the moment, do anything but one thing. I'm going to shoot lightning at her from my mouth.
I'm sorry, what?
He is a
The
dragon.
only logical thing to do, really.
Can't hit it with a sword, shoot it with lightning.
Is it a dex save?
It's a dex save of 12.
Okay. She's pretty.
Yeah?
Did she just roll a 1?
Yeah.
It's a natural one.
She did! I heard the stop. I heard the stop.
I did too.
Adam, she's pretty.
So that's 3d6. That's not the best it could be, but I'll take it.
Still 8 points of damage as the
Yeah.
lightning sort of tears the ground and towards her. She tries to jump out the way, maybe clipping her foot on her own back heel, and she's just torn asunder by the lightning that tears through.
Nice! You hear Belshore yell from the back.
Yeah. I'll just weakly give a thumbs up.
Huh. Okay. After your turn, she's going to do something. She will use... Yeah, she's just going to use a movement, legendary action to move further away from Ziggy, as he almost sort of tries to chase her down. It is over to Rice, though.
Everyone
going to
in the
shoot her.
distances, like,
16 hit.
16 does hit.
It's my turn.
18 points of damage as the bolt strikes into it.
Can't do anything else, literally. And there's absolutely no point for me to run up to her because she's just gonna move away.
Joking.
it's true. She is indeed running.
In all defenses, you could have dashed over to her and attacked her that way, or there's plenty of things that you could have done.
And then I wouldn't have got an advantage, and she could just use legendary action to move away. I'd get no benefit. So
Okay. Leovander.
I wouldn't have even got a sneak attack if I ran up to her.
Right. First she's gonna move. If I can switch to my movement tool, move up a bit closer, and move that hunter's mark onto her.
Easily done.
My bonus action. And I am going to leave. Can I? Two very quick whistles, calling down both of these. I'm gonna double it right there so I can just roll both attacks. No,
Mhm.
I can't. Normal roll.
First one is a hit.
17. And I'll smack it down again. Okay, nuts. Okay, whatever, it's fine. There's that.
Second is also a hit.
Fine. Alright, so then I need to... So it's fine if I roll all d6 at once, right? So that's gonna be, what, like...
Just make sure you add both of your bonuses. I think you get like a +2 or
yeah, I
3.
was-
So add like double your bonus. If you double in the dice, double the bonus.
Okay, 1 second. +2, so... Don't I... would it be 3 or 4d6, though,
What is the usual dice
in
roll?
total? Normally it's 2, so it'd be 4 in total, but also Hunter's Mark as a
5.
addition.
5d6.
So 5d6 total?
Yeah.
So 3d6 plus 2. Normal. Here we go.
Yeah, as the swarm of the birds begin to surround her, sort of attacking into her and pecking away, you begin to hear her scream and let out this sort of nasty breath of desperation almost.
Leovanda shouts very hoarsely out at her. 2 seconds.
Hello?
I'm trying to think. She shouts very hoarsely out at this woman. The blight you bring upon this world shall be your demise. And the
She,
animals which you hurt shall give it to you.
She looks at you and reaches out with her hand and the horn in her hand. And presumably that is your turn?
Yes.
Her legendary action, she's going to simply drop the horn on the ground and is going to throw a whip towards Leovander.
Fair.
That is a 22 to hit.
All right.
That is 7 points of piercing damage. And you are pulled 10 feet
Alright.
towards her.
5. All right.
With that said, Balshor.
Gonna go ahead and get up as close as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Dashana, I'm going to be dropping Shield of Faith in attempt to cast Hold Person.
Okay, Dashana no longer has
DC
plus 2.
13.
All good?
That's a wisdom save. That is a 14.
Oh,
Damn it!
just barely.
As her body freezes up for a moment, she looks at you, closes her eyes, and pushes away the spell that you've attempted to cast on her.
Alright. Well, that's it for me.
Alrighty. It is her turn. She's going to run up, and as she's running over to this direction, she's going to reach out towards Ziggy and throw out a thorn whip towards you. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That misses.
Thorn whip comes towards you, you sort of control it with your blade as it wraps around it, and you just cut through it, freeing yourself from it. Darshana.
Alrighty. Just trying to figure out, am I dashing or am I just going to try something from a distance? Nah, I'm gonna spend the key point to dash.
Alrighty.
Right up to her. And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit her.
As you move around the tree, sprinting towards her, sort of almost taking a ride on the wind as it blows past, your sort of body becomes lighter as you sort of take larger strides. Yeah, roll your attacks. 16 just hits, 18 hits. That is 20 points of damage as you strike into her twice with the quarterstaff. She's looking bloodied.
Now, yeah, do I get my normal bonus unarmed strike at this point, or am I?
No,
done?
you use your bonus action to key point dash.
Yeah.
So, with that said, after your turn, she is going to. She can cast it one more time. Actually, well, it's not going to matter. She's going to cast Spike Growth one more time. Over here. That's it. Sorry, Ziggy.
Okay. I'm going to move out of it.
Okay. You are going to take 2d4.
2d4.
You take 5 points of piercing damage.
Alright, so 5. So that's 10, 15, 20, 25. I am bloodied. And weakly, I'm just gonna say to her, "You made a mistake getting closer." And then I'm gonna use 2 of my attacks on her.
Mm-hmm.
So dirty 20.
Yeah.
And I will be using the last of my smites on it.
Roll your 2d8.
For a 26.
Aw. Damn, that was really tasty.
Ziggy,
Tasty damage.
how do you want to do this?
Oh, baby. I'm just gonna bring my sword up, kind of like I'm gonna take a swing with a bat and just full force cut through her and bisect her through the stomach region.
As you do so, and her body falls limp to the ground, the somewhat darker than usual crimson begins to pour out onto the grass. The threat of this blighter, witch, druid, whatever she is dealt with as the blackened necrotic vines begin to dissipate.
And then I'll just collapse on the ground.
You collapse on the ground, and again the fog in this area sort of somewhat dissipates. It's still present, and just ahead of you, Leovander, you see the rigid, cracked horn embedded into the grass.
Devonda is going to ignore it for now, run over to Ziggy, and place a hand on his shoulder. And going to cast Cure Wounds twice at second level on Ziggy.
Returning that favor.
If it will roll my dice. I don't believe it's going to. That's fine.
Just do the manual rolls at the bottom, like with the dice.
Yep, that's what I was. Yep, that's what I was gonna do.
What level are you casting at, sorry?
Right there. Level 2.
Okay.
Right there.
Plus your wisdom. So what's your wisdom
So
modifier?
that's 14 total.
No.
It'll be 14 total, right?
What's your
14
modifier?
total. So 16. I'm very small.
What's your wisdom modifier?
Plus 2. Plus 2. Plus
Right.
2.
So 16 points of
Apologies.
healing. It's all good.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do that again. Both of them at once.
So
30
another
damage
18.
total. And that is both my second level skill slots burnt.
So it's 34 points of healing altogether to Ziggy.
Yes.
Yes.
Went from
Sorry, not 34, 32, because you added the plus 2 to the
32.
second one.
Yeah. Apologies.
It's all good. Anyone else wanting to do anything whilst Leovander is seeing to Ziggy's wounds?
Approach that horn.
What,
Isn't
that horn?
it over here?
Yeah, it's like over in this direction. Yeah, where you've pinged,
I'm gonna
essentially.
It's over
approach the red
here.
part, sorry. Let's check it out.
As you...
Like where the rot seems to be the most concentrated.
Yeah, as you approach, there is this sort of stench of necrotic smell that just sort of lingers here. You see the petal and the large flower that sort of sits in the center of it, where she pulled the horn from. Obviously, the horn is no longer there, but you do see inside of it the plant, and then the flower itself is completely. It's dead. It's necrotic, but it still holds its form. It's not like dried up or anything. Yeah, it looks unsafe to touch from your untrained eye.
Hey. Get out of there then and just head back to the group.
Vicky, are you alright?
Thanks.
Please, tell me something.
Something. I'm doing good.
She takes a knee beside him. Ashana, there's a horn. Something. That woman dropped. I believe it's over there. And she points at it.
Deshauna, what direction she pointed at? Try and find it.
Yeah,
Should we, like,
you see the horn on the ground. As I say, it's embedded into the grass. The horn itself, as I say, it looks like it's been cracked or broken by force from something, from most likely a fiend or devilish creature.
Does it look like it's safe to pick up?
Make a Arcana check.
I know this.
Oof.
It's a good roll.
Damn. Very good roll.
As you look at the horn, there is a part of you that is somewhat drawn to it for a moment. But then you hear the voices around you, voices that are common in the minds of a Kalashtar, and they echo, don't.
Just immediately stand back, take a small step back, and be like, no one touch the horn. No one touch the horn.
And almost as if your face is sort of pushed in that direction, you are drawn to the petal in which the horn came from. And you feel like this horn itself may be the cause of the impurity, the plague. Perhaps it wasn't the woman at all, and she was more just a victim.
She'll just like look over at the woman's corpse and then back at the horn. I think this is the source of the rot, not her.
Well, simple solution then. I smack it with my sword.
Oh dear God, I said no touching.
The horn?
Yes.
Roll an attack.
Seeing him try and do that, she's just gonna jump back.
As you strike into it, almost as if stopped in its track, the sword strikes into the horn and is just stopped. No damage done to the horn. No damage done to your blade. Just ineffective.
Like,
You
is
maybe
it
push.
hovering, like,
You maybe
bit
push
off,
it into
or-
the. No, you maybe push it into the grass a little bit more.
Well, not so simple as I thought.
Clearly. Does anyone have like a very thick leather or cloth of some sort for us to... I don't know, do we move it? We can't just leave it here.
Vivanta takes a look at Ziggy, gives him a short nod and heads over to it. And then proceeds to poke it with a stick. Her stick, her quarterstaff, specifically, seeing if she can dislodge it from the ground.
Yeah, it's not like when I say embedded, I just mean that it's sort of pressed into the grass. So yeah, you're able to prod it and move it easily enough.
Alright. So then from there, she rips off a piece of cloth and looks at it. Like, rips a piece of cloth from her overshirt and looks at it, and the horn. And proceeds to very carefully pick the horn up with the cloth and then wrap it in it.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand check for me. Okay, yeah. You take the cloth, basically using it as essentially a glove for a moment, as you grab the horn and wrap the with the cloth, of course. Wrap the horn up with the cloth, and yeah, it is currently wrapped up in said cloth.
Ashana, you had some idea of this. What do you think we should do?
My suggestion would be to take it back to the city with us, hand it off to the daimyo and people who know what to do with this sort of thing, or perhaps how to destroy it, but I believe it came from and she'll point at the...
I must reluctantly disagree with you.
What do you want
Something
to do?
this corrupt should not go to Nara.
We can't leave it
Levan-
here. Anyone could
Levan-
stumble across it, and if it is the cause of this rot, this will just start again.
Levanda nods and says quietly, I usually would never suggest it, but perhaps we should burn it. This and the place that it came from.
Can it be burnt?
Who knows? It is
I'm
rot.
willing to
There
try
was something
anything.
wrong. Sorry.
I doubt it'll do anything, but it certainly doesn't hurt to try at this rate. Meanwhile, while somebody gets a fire burning, the rest of us can sit back and catch a breather.
Levanda, while holding the horn,
The horn near the
and
pedal thing.
yeah, she throws it over to the pedal, lights a
Okay.
torch
Said,
pulls
"Not
a
to do
torch from her
that."
pack and lights it, and then looks at the pedal, takes a breath, her hand shaking just a touch, and then she throws the torch at the pedal,
Okay.
at the rose thing.
As you throw the torch in and the petal begins to burn, it begins to whittle away quite quickly as the fire catches.
She very quickly gets away from the fire as quick as possible.
Yeah, as soon as you see the fire burning, you do feel like it for whatever reason, it's going to be exacerbated by the necrotic and the plagued land here. And as the fire catches, it follows the trail of the plague that sort of winds down to where you first saw it. It sort of, this whole area begins to burn as the fire catches incredibly quickly. Some of the trees begin to catch and burn, and the dry wood of these trees that are close by begin to quite quickly crumble to the ground. But you do see the trail wind and slither round to where you first saw the woman as it burns away. As you watch the fire burn and whatnot, and it's a quick fire, it catches quickly and it burns away quite quickly as you see into the center of where you started the fire, where the petal was, where the horn was. The horn still sits in the center of the fire.
So she doesn't approach this fire at all. In fact, if anyone were to look over at her, her face would still be fairly blank, fairly still, though her eyes would be very wide. And if you look down at her hands, you could very clearly tell that they were shaking. She says very quietly, the horn still stands.
Indeed, it does. How quickly is the fire likely to go out?
With the way that it's burning and currently sort of going away, not long. Maybe 30 minutes at most.
Dashana will wait for the fire to go down enough for it to be safe to approach, and then go and, grab some material and wrap up that horn again.
Okay. Yeah, after, as I say, 30 minutes or so, you give it a few minutes to cool down and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you sort of approach and look over, the horn is unscathed. No burn mark on it, no soot on it, just the horn still sits there central.
The flower that it came from?
Completely gone.
Good. She'll walk back out, just kind of holding it. I don't think fire works.
Why don't you try the divine powers you have?
I don't have them. And she'll just look at, one of the others.
Yeah.
I'm tapped
As
out.
much as I would love to, I'm kind of spent at the moment.
Ziggy?
I don't think anything I could do would matter much to it.
Shall we rest? See if someone wishes to recharge, and then perhaps try something along those lines, or just take it back to the city now?
I would need a full night's rest in order to attempt anything, and even then, I don't think our actions would give us much.
Place is not something we should rest in either.
Absolutely not. You're right.
So shall we head back then? Find somewhere to camp for the night?
We should
Far
send
from
word.
here?
We should send word back to the order, to the daimyo. Let them know of this accursed horn.
Agreed.
She takes a deep breath and continues speaking. If fire does not tear it away, I know nothing other than divine light or Queer himself that could possibly do something about this.
Well, if somebody wants to run ahead of us and warn the town before we arrive, or at least the daimyo, and see if there's any steps to recommend, you're welcome to take my horse.
Surely we should be splitting up in this territory. We have no idea if she was the only one, or if there's anything that she's created, or this thing's corrupted left around here.
Indeed. There's no reason at all we should split, though. Perhaps if we can find a messenger. Oh. Does anybody have paper? Some sort of parchment. And a pen to write with.
Look down at her complete lack of shoes and then look back up. It's not something I carry on me. Sorry.
Anyone, please.
I can allow someone to have parchment. Including
Most likely-
Luvander.
It's not something she would normally carry,
Okay.
ever. Like, she just, anything that can cause, like,
Yeah.
even the torches are very necessity-based things. She only has a few, deliberately, so that to stay as far away from fire as possible.
If he supplies on me, yeah, no, I have paper. I have paper. I have paper. She'll just like hand you pen and paper, like she's got it. Just like, oh yeah, I do carry that stuff on me.
Levanda smiles softly and jokingly says, I thought you didn't.
I completely forgot that I had a talent for calligraphy, apparently. Been a long time.
She smiles and quickly writes down basically a short summary of what happened. takes a small piece of cloth and ties it to a not Anda, but one of the birds she had called down earlier, and sends it off in the direction of Nara, to the daimyo.
Do me a favor and roll an animal handling check with advantage.
Will do. $14
Yeah.
total.
Take the bird, tie it, give it a small command, a whisper, a gesture, and you let loose and open your hands, and it sort of looks to you and flaps its wings and lifts off and flies off towards the direction that you know Nara is.
She nods at it before it flies away, before it looks away, and sends it off. It will get there before we do. And perhaps morning we'll be able to come back down the road. I think for now we should find a place to camp. Find a place to rest. Near the edge of the road or just outside, just inside the trees.
Are we far enough away from Nara to need rest, or?
It only took you
We can
about
make it up, yeah.
half a day to get here from Nara. But it is late, so.
I would say rest
Okay.
somewhere that's safe. Travel when
I'm
we're
gonna say
actually...
it is late. Levanda's quite bloodied, and I don't think any of her people can really heal too much more. So
As you
My tank's on empty.
Fire.
as you create distance between you and the sort of ground zero of this necrotic rot, moving far enough away, but also I imagine staying within the woods just for a bit of shelter and a bit of safety, just making sure that you're some distance away from this area. You'll set up camp and sleep for the night. I imagine you go through your usual sort of checks on the night, making sure that there's someone on watch and keeping an eye out. And as the night goes by, you all wake up the next morning feeling well rested, rejuvenated, spell slots and health.
Just before we would have left, Dashana probably would have given the body of the druid a once over just to make sure there wasn't any identification or possible information on her.
Yeah, roll an investigation check. As you look over, there's no identification, on her. There's a few what look like potions. Now, in Zhongli, as I've said, magic is outlawed. And that includes stuff like potions. This woman has healing potions that would be of arcane origins. You can tell by the way that it almost sort of glows as you swirl it around. There's certainly an arcane presence there, and there's multiple different kinds. There's red ones, which you imagine are the healing potions, but then there's a green one and a dark brown one. There are natural ways of healing, but or creating potions, I should say. But these are specifically arcane in essence. Now, it would be sort of frowned upon, and certainly you would be punished if you were to carry them around. But it depends on if you did want to take them, you could take them as sort of for research or to hand them in type of thing. That would be fine. But if you were to carry them around and not tell anyone, or carry them around and use them, then at that point you would be sort of quote unquote breaking the law.
Dashana, as soon as realizing they were magical, would have just thrown them at the nearest on fire tree slash
Okay.
part of the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Done with that.
It sort of smashes, and you hear this sort of as the liquid of the arcane potion sort of lands into the fire. It sort of dampens the fire a little bit. With the arcane essence of it, it sort of overwhelms the fire slightly. Not so much that it puts an entire fire out, but yeah, it certainly it confirms your suspicions that it's not just a simple, naturally put together potion. This is definitely arcane in nature.
Okay. And after that, she would have just left with everyone else.
Yeah. So yeah. Wake up next day, feeling well rested. Are you wanting to try and do anything with the horn? Now that you've had your long rest? Or are you just heading back to Nara?
That would be up to our smitey friends.
Do you?
It doesn't hurt to try.
This is true. This is true.
I'd rather at least try before we get to Nara. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable taking it to our home.
Mm.
Happy to agree. She'll just like put it on a log,
Mhm.
almost like a rain situation, and just like have everyone else will stand back and just let them do their thing, just seeing how it goes.
Okay. Who's swinging at the sword? At the horn, sorry.
Right. Do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
All right.
I will make I'm going to make an attempt with a second level divine smite.
Okay. Don't bother about rolling the attack. Roll your damage. That's more so important. Because you can just keep swinging your sword until you hit it, so.
And divine smite is 6.
As
It's not a second level divine smite.
Right.
nice. As you swing the sword and strike it, once again, it seems resistant to any sort of physical attack. But as you unleash the sort of the radiant energy through it, you see like by all means this horn is a physical object. You can't see through it. There's no sort of opaqueness to it, but as the radiant energy shoots through it, it does sort of shine from inside. It sort of allows you to see through it for just a moment as cracks begin to appear on it. It does not break completely, but almost originating from the bottom where it's been broken off from something and whatnot. You do see cracks begin to create and reach to the tip of the horn. You would imagine another one of those and you might be looking at dust or at least a shattered horn.
Ziggy, you want to try the second swing? It looks like it's actually doing something.
I could always give it a go. Yeah.
I will take a step back and let him get one in.
And then I'll also do a second level.
Alrighty. Roll your 3d8. Yeah, as you bring the greatsword down, once again, sort of stopping at it, it sort of pushes it into the log again a little bit, and as you sort of strike down, the radiant energy pulsing through, you hear this crack off in the distance, this sort of as echoes throughout the area, and as the radiant energy stretches throughout the horn, it shatters into thousands of tiny little pieces. It sort of fires off in the direction of you, fires off in the opposite direction. This area around this log is just scattered with these tiny little pieces of what was once a horn.
Okay. Horn is gone, but what was that noise?
If I had to guess, it had a reaction to with the pedestal-like thing it was on. It came from the leaf.
Sure hope so. It's,
We'll go check.
yeah,
We're not too far from it.
better safe than
We-
sorry, I like to think.
Agreed.
Yeah, we probably should.
Also, would Dashana know that like the little pieces are safe to leave here, or are they gonna rot the ground?
The destruction of the horn might be enough. Roll another Arcana check. $17. You really don't know for certain. The safest option would be to collect them, but at the same time, I wasn't exaggerating when I said like thousands of little pieces. It would be difficult to collect them all. As you look at one of the, or at least a collection of the tiny pieces, they do not seem to share that sense of feeling in terms of that warning that you felt like you received. It feels empty of any threat or danger at this moment in time. But truly, in terms of factual information, you really don't know. It's just the feeling that you get is that the danger is gone.
Try and pick up as many of them as she can.
Okay. In a cloth, I assume, or are you picking it?
Yeah, in a cloth.
Okay.
Leovanda
Like,
seeing
wrap her
this
hand
would
in-
definitely go to assist.
Okay. I guess, Darshana, if you want to roll a investigation check with advantage. Alrighty. You collect quite a lot. It's difficult to say whether you collect them all, but you collect what you can see and what you do see. As for the others, I will just remind you that the sort of quote unquote pedestal, the petal, was destroyed in the fire.
Mm.
So I mean, you can go back in that direction, but
Direction the sound came from?
none of you know where the direction of the sound. It was just off in the distance.
Did it seem to come from all sides, or like it just seemed to echo across
Make
everywhere, or
a
just...
perception check.
Okay. Fuck.
As you think back on it, it was difficult to pinpoint a certain direction. Thinking back on it, it could have just been all around you. It was... Yeah, it's difficult to pinpoint now that you're not hearing the sound. Plus, you're very close to a mountain range, which is going to do weird things with sounds off in the distance anyways.
Say we head back, just to be sure. We can always then loop back to Nara.
We'll just make note of it in our reports, and if something comes up.
You
I
sure?
agree with Darshana on this one. I believe it would be best to head back. A few extra hours to our journey couldn't hurt too badly.
I'd rather be more safe than sorry.
Agreed.
Alright.
Oh, alright, I guess if that's the majority, I'll go along too.
So you're heading back where the pedal was and the horn was?
Yeah, to confirm that there's nothing, no remnants, basically.
As you head back, the scene ahead is that the necrotic sort of plagued land that you witnessed first is now certainly dissipated. There's still sort of small fragments of it that still exist within the soot that has been left behind from the fire. But other than that, there's nothing that sort of stands out to you as being out of the ordinary in terms of what could have created that sound. There's nothing that stands out to any of you as you look around this area.
Would Levander be able to figure if what's it called? The pieces of rot would reseed themselves and spread again?
Make either a nature check or an arcana check again. As you look over, it's absolutely possible that now that the suspected origin of the sort of rot, now that that's been dealt with, it could be that the plague no longer has life, shall we say, and will retreat and dissipate and sort of whittle away. It is also possible that the rotten and plague still has legs in it and life in it, and so will potentially spread. Either or are both possibilities, and you don't know which one this would fall under, especially given how otherworldly, arcane, fiendish in nature it is. Who knows what natural laws it actually follows? It might not follow the laws that you would be sort of expecting in this plane. It might follow something else.
I say we leave the rest of this to more professional and perhaps capable individuals specialized in dealing with this. It should just point around at all the rot, if such a person exists. That is.
I agree. I've come from places like this, and even I can't tell whether or not this will reseed itself. Perhaps we should remember this area. Do not forget it. Send someone back here from someone better qualified, who may be able to truly end this rot. But regardless of who caused it, it did appear that that woman was at least trying to control it. And so I do blame her for this.
I do one way or the other.
She proceeds
She
to...
destroyed lives. She is now gone.
She did not just destroy life, she twisted and hurt it.
I agree with you.
I will not let that stand.
Which is why she is
And
dead.
then, she proceeds to take a knee, close her eyes, and set a hand to the ground and whistle a very soft but low note. On the landing atop her head, doing a similar motion, tilting her head down, closing her eyes, and sitting there for a moment, presumably making a prayer to Krier to bless the land and hopefully allow it to heal.
When Dashana, as she's praying, she'll get down on one knee with her. Just pray to.
As you both get down, the two Kalashtar, you both feel the presence of something blow through, surround you. Levander, more than anyone, as you place your hand on the land itself, you do feel a vibrance of life within it, fighting. There's a concern that envelops you for a moment, but also a comfort. When you feel that life within and surrounding you, you feel that comfort of, regardless of what has happened, regardless of what will happen, it is still living, irrespective of any rot or plague or blight that may try to claim it as its own.
The soil here, find fertility again.
And as you all leave this area, heading back to the city of Nara, reporting back to the daimyo, the other Mamoru. The daimyo suggests that clerics of Kriya should be immediately sent to the plains in which you have now investigated and destroyed the majority of the rot. Although they trust in your word the uncertainty of whether the remaining rot could spread is a fear of theirs. And they will ensure that the clerics can spend some time with the land, spend some time with the rot to try and figure out the nature of it. The horn is now destroyed, but again, the remains of it that you've collected will be removed from this plane in one way or another. And again, they will send individuals out to the site in which you destroyed it to hopefully find any remains, and if not, hopefully that would suggest that there are no more remains to find. And I think that is where we'll pick up next week, potentially.
Yep.
As time goes by, there will be another time jump. This time it's going to justify a 2-level jump. So you're going to jump from level 6 to level 8 by next session. So, again, sort that out before the next session. I say potentially because I don't know, Paula, I don't know if what your moving situation is. I don't know.
Yeah, at this point in time, I'd say it's a go ahead.
Okay.
If that changes, I should
Just
get
let
a
us
few
know.
days
Yeah.
minimum. Yeah, heads up.
Coolio.
So yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Well. Unless anyone has any questions, I'm gonna head off.
Well, good.
You're good here. Good session, everyone.
Alrighty. Yeah, good session.
Indeed.
We did it.
Good job with the fight and killing the blighted.
Oh, and Adam, I do want to say this one moment. I am going to well, I'll probably I might I'm no, I'll probably say it in chat, but the thing about my name and stuff like that I was going to mention to you, but it's not super important. I mean,